What is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to my channel, Nova's Knowledge, for another video. Today we are going to be taking a look at how we can incorporate JavaScript now into our HTML and CSS. This will be going off of last week's video, but instead today we will be just working with the header and how to make something simple like this. But you all know the drill. Without further ado, let's cue that intro. What we're doing today is really just a basic, very basic view component. And we're going to teach you how it should function and how to get everything in behind that along the lines with JavaScript and how that gets implemented with HTML and CSS. So what we first want to focus on is we need this script src equals blah, blah, blah. And you can find this online at view.js. This is so that now HTML and CSS know that the JavaScript is going to be working with it and it implements all the view aspects. Another thing about this, the new view that we made, so this L right here, the intro, this is the name of the full view. And this is what we have at the beginning of all of this, all of the resume header. Just so it knows that it's getting, whenever the JavaScript is being called, this is where it's getting it from. So intro, right here, semicolon, intro. After we have this in, all we're gonna do now is just go from the left side over to the right. So this first, Samuel O'Brien, this is the header one, right here, as this is the same exact stuff as before, but what we did is we added a view component which now allows it first and last. And as you can see here, do h1 class equals name. That is this data point in view. And then you do the two squiggly brackets, name dot first, because first would be Samuel. And then two squiggly brackets again, name dot last, and the last would be O'Brien. Now, the reason for this, and some of you might be thinking, why don't you just write your name out in the HTML? Well, what if you wanted to change the name and you get into more very detailed aspects of a code? You just go into the JavaScript where it'll always be the same, and there's your first and last. I did the exact same thing for the H2 class, which is the occupation. You have your occupation data point right here, job, which is the name of what I gave it inside the occupation. So it'd be occupation.job, and that job, of course, is a student. And just like first and last name, you can change it to whatever you want. In H2, the exact same font right here, font size and margin from the top. And that margin is just in between your boxes, kind of like your text. The last thing that we added in the view data points is just the photo. So instead of having a link rel equals blah, 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 we added it right here. You need that img vblind src, just so it knows that that's the image that you're pointing at, in photo. So as you can see over here, inside the data point, or inside the view data, we have point right here, and that, or not point, excuse me, photo. And then the photo is just the URL that it's getting it from. So instead of having the URL here, put photo. So if we wanted to do this anywhere else within the header of the document, or the header of the resume, you just type photo now, and which is much easier and much cleaner looking than having that URL. Now, the reason we did the width is so that's the size of the picture, of course. And then the div class, the profile img. Now this is over in our CSS, just like the last video. The border radius, border of this, and then I want it on the right-hand side. So we're floating it to the right-hand side, and that's how you get it like this. And just a touch up on the background color and text color. So you have your background color. This is like the blue or navy blue. I don't exactly know the color. I'm kind of colorblind. And then the text color is right there. And then color background is also up here for the body. And that's the width of everything. Now this padding right here is interesting. So instead of, say we got rid of this, look what happens. Pushes this to the top and to the left, and pushes this to the top and to the right. If we add this back now, That's not right. There we go. Now, makes it a little more condensed in the middle and makes it a little more cleaner. Text is the same from the CSS. Coloring is all the exact same. But all we really did was just add a very basic view component, adding the photo, the occupation, and the names in these datas. That's all I got for you guys today. It was a quick one. It was just a little very basics on how to enter the JavaScript into your HTML and CSS. I think this is very interesting. I enjoyed doing it. Let me know what you guys think in the description. Comment what you want to see more on this channel. If you liked what you saw, send that link over to a buddy to help them out with their HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Or not, make sure you hit that like button. That's all I got for you guys today. Also made in Copen. But yeah, that's all. So I'll catch you guys next week for another episode on Nova's Knowledge. Peace.